J'ai envie de parler parce que je pense que c'est intéressant et important d'apporter des témoignages à une des méthodes pas connues, mais qui fonctionnent.
Alors, pourquoi vous dites que ça fonctionne ?
Mais parce que j'ai testé.
Bienvenue dans cet épisode 3, un épisode un peu spécial, puisqu'il s'est fait de lui-même grâce à la participation d'intervenants, alors que je vais vous préparer un épisode 3 différent, beaucoup plus technique, qui sera donc le prochain, le 4. Je vous laisse découvrir ici 3 partages sur la possibilité de nous auto-soulager, voire auto-guérir, et je vous garantis qu'arrivé en fin d'épisode, vous aurez sans doute la sensation d'avoir touché un court instant une réalité multidimensionnelle peu connue du grand public. Bon, je m'avance un peu peut-être. Allez, c'est parti.
J'ai un parcours de vie très chaotique, très spécifique, très particulier, donc le raconter ce serait trop long. Ça a généré en moi énormément de colère, ce qui n'est pas ma nature, mais ces derniers temps ça a généré en moi énormément de colère, de la haine, ce qui n'est pas du tout ma nature non plus, et donc par conséquent de la douleur physique et un mal-être. J'avais l'impression d'être détournée de mon chemin. Et j'en souffrais. Et puis, je vous ai rencontré, vous m'avez aidé, et aujourd'hui, je retrouve Priska, exactement comme elle est, et comme le disait une personne qui m'était très chère, une belle et bonne personne, ce que je suis fondamentalement. Et je pense qu'on l'est tous au fond de nous, mais qu'on est un peu perdus. Et on a besoin de ces soins pour se retrouver, je pense.
Depuis 2 mois, j'avais des douleurs à l'estomac, au niveau du sternum, des brûlures, des coupures de respiration, voire comme une espèce de... Enfin, j'ai pensé à un ulcère, j'ai regardé un peu sur internet les effets d'un ulcère et j'avais vraiment l'impression d'avoir tous les symptômes de l'ulcère. Donc j'ai pris un petit peu peur et je n'arrivais pas à me résoudre à l'idée d'aller voir un médecin qui allait me faire tout un tas de radios, me donner des médicaments que j'allais probablement mal supporter parce que je supporte mal les médicaments, comme j'en prends pas souvent.
D'accord.
Voilà. Et vous m'avez proposé cette méthode que je ne connaissais pas. Je connaissais un petit peu les soins quantiques. Je ne sais pas si cette méthode-là entre dans les soins quantiques.
Neurosciences.
Moi, j'ai accepté tout de suite, sans évidemment connaître le résultat. Et ça a marché.
Ça a marché. D'accord.
En tout cas, je n'ai plus... ça fait 3 semaines, 1 mois, et j'ai plus de douleur, plus rien.
C'est parti en 10 minutes, c'était terminé. J'avais une douleur, comme si j'étais en train d'accoucher de quelque chose, et c'est le cas de le dire. Ouais, c'est parti. La technique, elle est facile, accessible à tous. Et effectivement, je m'auto-guéris, je m'auto-soigne des douleurs, qu'elles soient physiques, émotionnelles, spirituelles ou même de problèmes divers et variés de la vie courante. C'est juste génial, quoi.
Ce qui était intéressant, c'est qu'on a répété plusieurs fois l'exercice, parce que c'est pas parti en une fois. Sur la même séance, on a répété plusieurs fois l'exercice. Et la douleur s'est estompée petit à petit. Ça c'est incroyable, mais vrai. Enfin, c'est difficile à expliquer, difficile à comprendre, à accepter, je pense, parce que c'est rapide. Voilà. Et puis 2-3 jours après, j'ai eu le sentiment d'avoir un peu mal. J'ai refait l'exercice toute seule. C'est parti, et c'est plus jamais revenu.
Super. Merci Colette.
One of my staff had a stroke, and there is no cure for that. Her face on the left side fell down, had no color, and she could not speak clearly. So we began working with DynaMind. began in an afternoon. We spent 3 hours with a combination of working with symptoms and memories that produced fear and anger. So with a combination of these for 3 hours, after 3 hours, there was a little bit of lift and a little bit of color. Now, by then she knew how to do it for herself. And she was one of these kinds of people who was going to do it. She worked for several hours every day for 3 months. At the end of 3 months, you could not tell she ever had a problem. The face was completely lifted, the color was back, and she was talking normally.
The power of spirit.
And she did it herself. So this is, sometimes it takes a lot of work. Most of the time it doesn't.
C'est superbe.
All right, great.
Quelle est l'utilité du chamanisme, Serge, dans un monde de plus en plus technologique?
That doesn't really matter, because people are still people. And also what's happening around the world with millions of people is a desire to connect with nature again. This is happening. So you have those people who either don't know about it or are afraid of nature or too busy in their own minds, but there are all millions others who want this connection. Now, with the second part, that's easy with shamanism. And you teach these people how to connect and how to communicate and how to receive information and how to use the energy of nature. Okay, that's easy. With the more technological people, you use a technique like DynaMind, which has its basis only in helping the people to learn how themselves to make a change. You don't have to get into philosophy. You don't have to talk about nature. You don't have to call it shamanism. You still are doing the same work.
D'accord.
All right.
D'accord. Pour un homme comme vous, qu'est-ce que l'homme pour la nature, pour l'univers? Parce qu'il a quand même un pouvoir de conscience qui est énorme, l'humain.
Okay, I understand that. The purpose of man is to exist. That's the basic purpose. From that point, man must choose. And that is what gives man these powers to influence nature, to influence people. The man, the person has to choose. And to choose a purpose. We have free will. We can choose good or bad. But if you learn to pay attention, if you can help people pay attention, choosing bad creates bad. Choosing good creates good. This is not philosophy, this is actual. And so when you, even something as simple as helping the plants or helping the trees, man gets benefits from that. And cutting them all down destroys the land and ends the temporary benefits that they provided. Same with animals, it's everything. So we have to choose, that's our purpose, but choosing that which empowers other people and nature increases the good. It's just a fact.
All right.
Vous qui avez été toujours un pédagogue, un chercheur, Serge, avec la première attention, le monde de la première attention, le monde de la deuxième attention. Vous êtes à cheval quelque part entre une réalité physique et une autre réalité. Comment vous sentez-vous exister vous-même?
I don't have a quest. I am not trying to reach a particular point. I'm doing what I love to do. I have an immense curiosity. That's what leads me into the research and the discoveries and the analyzing and all. I use my conscious mind for that to produce better results, better techniques, different ways of doing things. That's from my curiosity. My pleasure, this is my pleasure, comes from empowering my environment, which includes people and nature, but even my car. It's very simple. I have found that if I bless my car, which simply means I compliment it a lot and thank it a lot, my car breaks down less, gives me more gas mileage, and when it has to break down because it needs something fixed, this is true, always in a convenient place. That's a fact.
Alors, la bénédiction, ou en tout cas les informations qui sortent de votre conscience et de votre cœur et qui vont dans la matière de la voiture, en fait, est-ce à la voiture dans l'ensemble ou est-ce que c'est aux électrons, aux éléments qui forment la matière, qui forment la voiture?
It's the spirit of the car that is influenced. In this philosophy that we're talking about, and this is common with shamanism all around the world, the idea is, it's a basic assumption, that everything is alive, aware, and responsive. Everything. Not just some things. Everything. Everything that can be identified as something is alive, aware, and responsive. So, you treat it well, you appreciate it, you assist it in whatever way helps to empower it, and you get those good results back. It's a very simple system, but we're working with spirit here. We're working with spirit, not the mechanics.
Do you think that there's a relationship between quantum physics on the one hand and shamanism on the other hand, which means that actually shamanism is really ahead of its own time?
Of course, it's modern because it never ages. Okay? But there's a big difference in the two concepts. They might interact to some degree because similar ideas have been expressed, but this is the thing about shamanism. The nature of shamanism is to heal. That's what a shaman does. That makes all the difference in the world. That's why a shaman exists, and that's why a shaman does what a shaman does, to heal. Right? And quantum physics is just a mental exercise.
Oui, sauf que par exemple la méthode des 2 points, ou la connexion d'Eric Pearl, enfin, ce ne sont pas que des exercices, hein, c'est une façon de guérir aussi.
Okay, well, the healer can use any knowledge the healer wants to. And the point is always, if it works. Now, we call our philosophy Huna, from a Hawaiian concept. The ideas are found all over the world, but this is a particular Hawaiian way of looking at things. And we have a statement that we say, if it works, it's Huna. Because that's what Huna is about. It's about what works. So we would never, for instance, tell somebody not to use modern medicine. Of course, use it if it's going to work for you. Right? Use anything that helps you. You don't have to be restricted to these certain ideas. Let me explain one important thing, I think, the way I was taught by my uncle. He taught me 4 ways to look at the world, 4 worldviews. And he taught me that what the shaman does, this is the way he put it, the shaman swims through all 4 of these. The idea being that you shift the point of view that is most effective in the moment. The first point of view is what can be called objective. This is the favorite one of regular science. Okay? And sometimes that's what you need. A person needs a massage in order to help their situation, or needs maybe some medicine, or sometimes surgery that sometimes is the best way to help. But that's one worldview. If you are totally in that worldview, then there's no such thing as spirit, and dreams don't matter, and everything is separate. That's okay. The shaman swims with these. And when you get, let me mention the others first. The second one, everything is connected.
Yes.
This is where we get the idea of spirit. And shamans all over the world are talking to spirits of all kinds and getting answers from them. See, anybody can talk to spirits. The shamans are good at getting replies. When you take that worldview, in that worldview, you are immersed in life that's all around you and in everything. That allows for things like telepathy and clairvoyance and all kinds of connections that seem impossible from the first level become possible in the second level. Now, there's another hierarchy. So level is not a good word, but I'm going to use it. The third one is what we call the shamanic level, but everything is a dream. And that's why you can use imagery or song and dance or everything to help change the dream. When you change the dream, you have different experiences. But it's all a dream. And everything is dreaming. So you're also working with the dreams of everything. So one technique we have would be to, if you got a problem with your computer, we'll connect with the dream of the computer and do some healing on the dream, and the computer will work better. It happens. Right? The fourth one is what mystics like to use. It says everything is one. We use that in a different way. Okay? I mean, that's what mystics are after, to become one with the whole thing. That's fine. But if you're the whole thing, you don't have any friends. And it's hard to hold a party. So it's a nice place to visit, but it doesn't have a lot of practical things to it. So what we do is learn how to become one with something smaller so that we can help it to help itself. Okay? It's another kind of technique that I use a term from a novel. We call it grokking. It's where you resonate with the pattern of someone or something else. Then in that state of resonance, you change yourself. And that resonates to help change the other. So we use all four of these different ones according to what seems to be the best at the moment. And a skilled shaman can have kind of all of them at once. It takes a different kind of thinking and feeling, but it can be done so that you can use more than one at once. Well, we find these ideas very helpful in helping people to understand that there's never only one way to do anything. And it's okay to use multiple ways. One of my favorite stories, if I may, was one of my students was an orthopedic surgeon. He was very good at what he did. He took one of my classes where I taught about talking to things. And when he went home, he had an injury, a young girl, 13, with a shattered elbow. Very difficult surgery. So he did the surgery, but while he's doing the surgery, he decided to try this. He's talking to the bones and the veins and the cells and asking them to connect together and work with each other to help the healing. He's doing this while he's doing the surgery. He's so good that he can have both concepts at the same time. And he didn't know what would happen, but he kept talking to the girl's elbow parts for an hour after the surgery, and then he let it go. Next morning, he came to see the girl. Usually, he said, in that kind of a surgery, there's tremendous swelling, a lot of pain still, and the person can't move their arm yet. When he came into the room, the girl was sitting up and smiling. There was no swelling, there was no pain, and she could move her arm.
Wow.
That's from combining levels at the same time.
All right.
Merci Serge. Oui, merci Serge, merci vraiment, vraiment.
We thank you a lot for your patience and time.
It's my pleasure.
Voilà. Je vais sortir d'autres épisodes et j'espère qu'on aura l'occasion de temps en temps de refaire des petits Skype comme ça.
C'est bien, d'accord.
Merci.
Super, merci Serge.
On vous souhaite une bonne journée. Have a nice day.
Merci.
Merci. Okay. Au revoir.
Aloha.
Aloha.